5 years from now, this will be what people are saying. This was the greatest missed investment opportunity in our living history. Now, you hear people say this all the time about things like Ripple, XRP, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, but I'm going to break down the why behind it. I think it's important for us to stop parroting information, because that's where we came from, deep indoctrination. We need to start understanding origin and become non-emotional about these markets and understand at a very deep level what is actually happening. So I hope to give you a little bit of my logical circuit and how I make my investments, how I completely changed my life and became financially free since 2020. Yes, I was broke on my parents' couch in 2020, so if that turns you off, I'm not the guy to listen to. But maybe the fact that I've been where most people are at, and I've been there 3 times by losing my money 3 times, it'll open up people's minds and awareness to a new possibility, because the guy wearing a suit in the bank may not be the richest person. There was a powerful lesson that I learned while working at the bank. We all had suits, 535i BMWs, we had these big houses, and the truth is most people were broke. But I'll never forget this moment. There was a guy that walked into the bank and he had paint on his shirt, and he had like jean shorts, all ripped up jean shorts and sandals and some funky toes, kind of like mine. Just a simple guy. And I remember one of my tellers said, hey, and he pulled up right up to the front, which is interesting. And this was in one of our more wealthier banks. And the teller said, I need a override or approval, right? And so I was an executive at that time. I was a vice president. I was in one of the branches, and I decided to step in to communicate with this guy just to see what was going on as the manager came over to do the approval. I was visiting my banks. And I took a gander at this person's account, and I saw 30,000,000. $30 million. Paint all over his shirt. Look, you would judge him right away. Just like people judge me every day. And I stopped for a moment and I thought, wow, the guy that just walked in his suit and drove up in his Aston Martin was asking for overdraft fees to be reversed. But this gentleman driving a beat up Toyota truck with cut off jean shorts, sandals, and paint on his shirt had millions of dollars sitting in his bank account. So I decided to go around and ask him some questions. And I said, what do you do for a living? He said, nothing, no thing. He said, I like to paint, I like to travel, I like to spend time with my grandkids. And I just came in today to get some cash to give my grandkids some money in their stockings for Christmas. I think that's that part of the story. He was getting money for his grandkids for something. I might have made up the Christmas part, to be honest with you. This is a long time ago, but he was getting money for something to give to his grandkids. But I do remember it being around the holidays. So I thought for a moment, and I asked him one more question. I said, what do you mean you do no thing? He goes, my money works for me. And he just walked away. You know, that was it. He was in a hurry, and I was like, wow. And it hit me one day, or just recently, that I am now that man. That I no longer work for money, that money works for me. And I never thought that moment in that conversation would hit me so hard, because now I no longer trade time for money. Now, I hate when people say passive income. The reason why I don't trade time for money is because everything I do is what I created and what I love to do. So for example, I'm traveling with my children right now and I'm earning income. I have multiple equity in multiple companies. Some are in profit, some are not. And I'm an intelligent investor, and the investments that I made have done very well, and I also secured my retirement through insurance. Bless you, bless you. So let me get to the point, because those of you who are still here are a warrior. Comment warrior if you're here. Because most people can't pay attention for 3 minutes, and that's a problem. And if you can't pay attention for 3 minutes, you'll never be wealthy. Because wealth isn't here, it's not here, it's here. And if you can't be patient, you'll never get your heart to be full. Okay, so why do I think things like XRP and Ripple will be the greatest investments in history? Because everybody's looking at these as cryptocurrencies. You need to look at them as technologies. And coming from the banking system, do you guys realize the actual issue the banking system is in? The banks are fucked, for lack of better terms. Sorry, my kids right there. There's a liquidity crisis, and the system is flipping. And people are like, oh, it's crypto or the bank. No, guys, it's not either or. It's together and cooperating. The private and public sector are coming together. You can listen to all these people on TikTok and YouTube that are throwing out all this FUD. But guys, they are coming together. Companies like Ripple will be working with banks, and companies will be using XRP to move their liquidity. They'll be using things like XLM to move their liquidity. Companies will be using HBAR and QNT and Chainlink. A lot of companies will be using Ethereum as their infrastructure. It's Ethereum, it's the ethereal body, it's the connection. It's a foundation. A shit load of institutional investors will be buying Bitcoin as a store of value. So you need to get out of this emotional, fudded, like up and down, and understand what you're investing in. So here's what I would do. Number one, not financial advice, but this is what I did. I cut out all frivolous spending. I actually lost everything and moved back in with my parents 4 years ago. And I took that opportunity to get my shit together. I cut out all frivolous spending. Me and my kids would go hiking. We'd go watch the sunset. We didn't do a lot of really cool traveling or things like that. It was the moments that mattered. And I worked harder on myself than I did anything else. So what I did is I rewired my brain. I started to study how money moves through the system, and I realized that it doesn't move through the system like it moves for us. The 1% will always be the 1% because they control 97% of the wealth. If they control 97% of the wealth, then how the hell can you ever get ahead? You get ahead by understanding the word currency. Your money should always be current. So every time you get paid, you should be paying yourself first. Not the creditors, not these other things. You should be paying yourself first. You should always be putting 10% of your money into something that grows. It could be a cryptocurrency, it could be a stock, it could be real estate. I love insurance. But number one rule is to cut out frivolous spending. All of you guys are spending too much money on energy drinks, eating out. That'll free up about $300 in cash flow. Take that $300 in cash flow and put it into a speculative asset, one of these cryptocurrencies that everybody's saying, oh, put it in there and hold it until 2024 to 2025. When that shit goes parabolic, you pull your initial investment right away. So now you're on house money. After you pull that initial investment, then you play the market. As it goes up, you pull profits and you do things like I do. This is what I do. I don't know if it'll work for you. I secure in Index Universal Life insurance. I buy equity in more companies. I invest in precious metals. I spend a lot of money on self-development. And now I'm heading into real estate. So my goal every single quarter is to increase my earned income. And as my earned income increases, I increase my investment strategy. So it took me about 4 years, but now I'm sitting inside of this asset thing that when it goes into 2024 and 2025 will be generational wealth. So let me repeat that. So I have a large amount of cryptocurrency invested. I'm not married to crypto. If it goes to zero, I'm fine because I have my insurance, my businesses. I'm getting into real estate and precious metals. So I'm good. I'm secure. But when crypto does go up, it's exciting and I can pull profits and I can pull way before everybody else because I'm not relying on that for my retirement. I'm using it as an ability to make a large amount of money in a very short amount of time, not get rich quick. So I'm investing in crypto as technologies, not as cryptocurrency, the fudded word that everybody's using. It's cryptocurrency, but you see what I'm saying? So if you believe in what you own, stop listening to all these YouTubers. Pick a couple cryptos, maybe 5 or 6, or a stock that you believe in. Stick with the plan. Stop getting fudded in, fudding out. I got into Ripple pre-IPO. I took a large amount of XRP, large amount of XLM, HBAR, QNT, Ethereum, just throwing them dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. I have a ton of VeChain, which is supply chain management. I just want to share this with you guys. And if you're made it this far, you're a true warrior, guys. Take a deep breath. But you should be educating yourself. Read the book Intelligent Investor, Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, the Bible, and study it. Build a relationship with God. Now I'm going to share with you why I'm the richest man in the world. I'm the richest man in the world because I connected my heart and brain together and I have a relationship with God. And I follow the principles of Jesus. And the 3 things that I follow that made me the richest man in the world, which has nothing to do with money, is number 1, I love God with all my heart. Therefore, I love you as I love God. Number 2 is I treat others as I want to be treated every single day. I kindly tip people. I say thank you. I'm very kind to people that come into my ecosystem. And number 3 is I don't judge you. I pull the log out of my eye before I pull the straw out of mine. And that's given me a really cool life. I don't have to go to a church. I don't have to do vain repetition. I don't have to jump through hoops. I just have to be a good human, man. So I love you very much. I hope this message reaches you well. And as we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys. Remember, I will never proactively DM you. That is not me communicating with you. We do not ask you about your crypto or your investments. I have 2 big resources for you. I want to be clear. People are getting confused. Number 1 is my free book. Put your email in. Free book will be there. It's exactly how I did this. Number 2 is a long form, type form, which you fill out to set a free consultation with my insurance team. And you can teach you how to secure, compound, and grow your wealth. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I've licensed insurance agents in all 50 states. So that'll be a free consultation with my insurance team to talk about your retirement or talk about how we use tax code 7702 to secure our wealth, Tier 1 capital. So if you're worried about your retirement, it's a great time to set up a consultation right now. The time is now. Love you guys. Have a great day.